Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. Katie and Luna's lives at risk. The week kicks off with two parallel emergencies, one inside the storm, one inside the hospital, and the entire Spencer family is pulled into a nightmare. Monday, November 24th, Katie collapses again. Bill hasn't slept, hasn't eaten, hasn't stopped searching for Luna. Katie senses he's hiding something, and during a heated confrontation, she suddenly turns pale. Katie, weakly. Bill, tell me the truth, where is Luna? Before he can answer, Katie clutches her chest and collapses. Bill catches her just before she hits the ground. 911 is called. Doctors rush her into emergency care. Bill is torn in half. Stay with Katie or keep searching for Luna. And then a nurse tells him something that destroys him. Nurse. Mr. Spencer, her heart isn't handling this level of stress. Bill knows exactly what caused this. Guilt. Fear. Secrets. Sheila. Luna. Tuesday, November 25th, Luna's breath fades. Deep in the storm drain system, Luna lies unconscious, sedatives still in her blood, cold water rising around her. Baker orders a full-grid search. Lee arrives and immediately blasts him. Lee. You let a teenage girl get dragged across Los Angeles by a madwoman. Find her. Baker tries to reassure her, but Lee knows the truth. Luna doesn't have hours. She has minutes. Meanwhile, Tobias frees himself from the tunnel and flees, with Sheila screaming on comms. Sheila. Get back there and finish this. But Tobias is unraveling. And he's starting to believe Sheila set him up. Wednesday, November 26th, Bill makes the call. Bill leaves Katie's room only for a moment, but she stares awake long enough to whisper. Katie, faint. Bill, go, find Luna, please. That's all he needs. He storms out of the hospital, calling Baker. Bill. Pull every unit off the perimeter. I know where Sheila's taking her. He recognizes a pattern, the exact route Sheila used years ago. Lee is shocked that Bill knows what she knows. Lee. You think she's moving Luna to the abandoned drainage access near the cliffs? Bill's eyes burn. Bill. Sheila wants an exit. And a body the ocean won't return. Thursday, November 27th, Luna is found. But not safe. The search shifts to the cliffs. Baker's team finds torn fabric. A blood smear. Luna's bracelet. Lee breaks down when she sees it. Finally, a shout from a deputy. Deputy. We've got movement underground. They break open a spillway pipe. And Luna is there. Barely breathing. Hypothermic. Half-conscious. Heart slowing. Bill jumps into the water himself to pull her out. As Luna's head rests against him, she rasps one word. Luna, faint. Sheila. Her eyes roll back. Bill screams for EMTs. Friday, November 28th, Sheila makes her next move. Luna is rushed to the hospital, placed 2 doors down from Katie. Doctors aren't sure she'll make it through the night. Will tries to reach her, but Bill blocks him. Bill. You don't go near her. Not until she's safe. Will looks shattered. Meanwhile, Sheila watches the hospital from across the street, disguised under a hoodie. She whispers into her burner phone. Sheila. They think they've won. Time to relocate the witness. Someone answers. Her accomplice. Voice. Yes, Sheila. I'm already inside. The camera pans toward the hospital entrance. A badge flashes. A nurse pushes a supply cart toward Luna's room. And the episode ends on that cliffhanger. Luna flatlines, and Will breaks police orders to reach her. The moment Luna is wheeled into the ER, the hospital transforms from steady chaos to razor-sharp tension. Alarms. Rapid footsteps. Doctors shouting orders. Bill runs beside the gurney as far as he's allowed, breath short, eyes wild with desperation. Bill. Save her. Please, just save her. They rush Luna into trauma room 3. The doors slam shut. Bill hits the glass with the heel of his hand, fighting tears he refuses to let fall. Behind him, Lee arrives at a dead sprint. Lee. Where is she? Bill points at the closed doors. Bill. She's in there. Lee presses her palm to the window, eyes glistening, whispering a prayer in Japanese under her breath. And then, The heart monitor inside the room emits one long, piercing sound. A flatline. Lee's breath catches. Bill stumbles back against the wall. Li. No. Luna, no. Doctors surround Luna's bed. Paddles charge. A nurse shouts. Nurse. V-fib, no pulse. The entire hallway freezes. Everyone hears the word that no one wants to hear. Doctor. Clear. A shock is delivered. Luna's body lifts and falls. But the monitor stays flat. Bill's world cracks. Will hears the code blue. Down the hall, in the waiting area, Will sits with Electra, shaking, elbows on his knees, head in his hands. A police officer stands guard nearby. Baker's ordered to keep Will out of Luna's room for his own safety. Suddenly, the overhead speakers crackle. Code blue, trauma room 3. Code blue. Electra's eyes widen. Electra. That's Luna. Will, that's Luna. Will stands instantly, panic ripping through him. Will. No. No, she's not, she can't. He rushes toward the hallway, but the officer blocks him. Officer. Sorry, son. You're not allowed. Will. That's her. Let me through. He shoves against the officer, not with strength, but with pure terror. The officer steadies him. Officer. I'm sorry. Orders. Will turns toward the hallway, toward the sound of the alarms, and something breaks inside him. He stops shaking. His breath slows. His eyes sharpen with one single, unstoppable thought. If Luna dies without seeing me, I won't survive it. He backs up one step. The officer frowns. Officer. Don't do anything stupid. Will sprints. Hard. The officer lunges, misses Will by inches. Electra gasps. Will barrels down the hallway, past nurses yelling, past Baker shouting his name, past Bill yelling, Will, stop. But Will doesn't stop. He throws himself toward trauma room 3. Inside the trauma room. Doctors are still working. One more shock. Another. Nothing. Lee's face crumples as she watches through the glass. Lee. She's slipping away. Bill leans his forehead against the window, fists clenched, whispering. Bill. Come on, Luna, fight. Fight. And then. The trauma doors burst open. Will stumbles inside, breathless, frantic. Will. Luna. Luna, I'm here. Nurses scream at him. The doctor yells. Doctor. Get him out of here. But Will doesn't move. He runs to Luna's bedside, dodging hands grabbing for him. He grabs her hand, cold, limp, lifeless, and presses it to his cheek. Will, crying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry I didn't protect you. He sobs, raw, messy, uncontrollable. Will. You can't die. You can't leave me. Please. Luna, please. The flat line continues. The doctor prepares to shock again, but something stops him. Not medically. Emotionally. Luna's finger twitches. Nurse. Wait, wait. We have electrical activity. Bill freezes. Lee gasps. Will looks up through tears. The monitor flickers. A beat. Another. A slow, weak rhythm appears. A heartbeat. Doctor. We have a pulse. She's back, she's back. Will collapses forward over Luna's hand, sobbing with relief. The officer finally catches up and drags Will away from the bed. Bill steps in, grabbing Will's shoulders. He expected to yell. Instead, he pulls Will into a crushing embrace as Will breaks in his arms. Bill. You saved her. God, Will, you saved her. Luna is alive. Barely. But alive. Sheila watches the whole thing. Outside the hospital, hidden behind an ambulance, Sheila watches through the large ER windows. She sees doctors closing in. Nurses shouting orders. Will being restrained. Bill holding him. Luna's monitor returning to life. Sheila's eyes narrow. Sheila. Not tonight. But she will die. She lifts her phone. Sheila. Move to stage 3. A distorted male voice answers. Voice. Understood. He steps into the hospital through a side entrance. Wearing a paramedic uniform. Luna's awakening. Hours later. Luna lies in a dim recovery room. Machines beep steadily. Lee and the doctor stand at her bedside. Will sits with his head down, refusing to leave. Bill stands guard by the door. Luna's eyelids flutter. She whispers one word. Luna. Will? Will jolts upright, tears filling his eyes again. Will. I'm here. I'm here, Luna. Her eyes barely open, but they focus on him, gentle, terrified, relieved. And then she rasps. Luna. Sheila isn't done. The camera pulls back. A paramedic silently wheels a supply cart past the doorway. He glances inside. His expression is wrong. Predatory. Calculating. Sheila's man is here. Inside the hospital. Inside their safe space. Watching Luna. Bill steps out of Luna's recovery room, exhausted but watchful. He hasn't left the door since she stabilized. His shirt is wrinkled. His eyes are bloodshot. But his holding, barely. Will sits on a bench across from him, elbows on his knees, head down. He looks like he hasn't blinked in hours. Electra rests a hand on his shoulder, but he hasn't spoken a word since Luna whispered his name. Bill watches him with a mixture of concern and dread. He finally breaks the silence. Bill, softly. Will, come here. Will lifts his head. His eyes are swollen from crying, but his expression is hollow, empty, like there's nothing left to hold himself together. He walks toward Bill in slow, stiff steps. The moment he gets close, Bill reaches out and puts a hand on his son's shoulder. Bill. You saved her. Don't forget that. Will's breath catches. His throat tightens. Will. No, Dad. I didn't save her. I almost. He stops, shaking violently. Electra steps back, sensing this moment isn't hers. Bill's hand tightens on his son's shoulder. Bill. What is it, son? What's going on? And then. The dam breaks. Will stumbles into the small family waiting room. Bill follows him inside. Will paces, running his hands through his hair, tears streaming. Will. I can't keep lying. I can't breathe. Dad, I can't. Bill. Will, look at me. What happened? Will finally faces him. And the truth crashes out of him like a scream. Will. I hit her, Dad. Bill freezes. Every sound in the world drops away. Will. I hit Luna with the car. The night she disappeared. It was me. Bill's knees nearly buckle. Bill, whisper. No. Will, no, you didn't. Will. I did. I did. And I ran. I panicked and I ran. He slams his fist against his chest, sobbing. Will. I left her there. I thought she was dead. I thought if I told you, you'd never look at me the same again. Bill is shaking, in shock, horror, heartbreak. But then Will says the line that guts him completely. Will, small, terrified. I thought you'd stop loving me. Bill grabs him, pulls him into an embrace so tight it's almost painful. Bill. Don't you ever believe that. You are my son. Nothing changes that. Will sobs into his father's chest. But Bill's face is destroyed. Because now he knows. Everything spiraled because Will made a mistake, and because Sheila exploited it. This isn't just a crime. It's a setup. A manipulation. A trap. Will wipes his face, forcing himself to keep talking. Will. She wasn't dead. When I came back, she wasn't dead. Bill's breath catches. Will. She crawled away, she tried to call for help. I saw blood on the rocks but I didn't understand. He chokes. Will. And Sheila was there. Bill's eyes go dead still. Will. She told me she'd take care of it. That she'd handle cleanup. I thought she meant she'd help Luna. I didn't understand. Bill's fists clench. His jaw flexes. Bill. Sheila watched you hit her. She took advantage of you. She let you believe you killed her. Will nods miserably. Will. She said if I told anyone, she'd make it look like I did it on purpose. That she'd hurt you. Or Luna. Or Electra. Bill's expression changes from shock to something darker. He stands slowly. Straightens his shoulders. Something cold awakens in his eyes. This isn't heartbreak anymore. This is war. Bill storms out of the waiting room, Will trailing behind him. Chief Baker arrives at the same moment, holding new case files. Bill doesn't hesitate. Bill. Baker. We need to talk. Will swallows hard. Will. I have to confess something. Baker folds his arms. Baker. I'm listening. Will steps forward, voice trembling. Will. I'm the one who hit Luna with the car. Baker's eyes widen, but before he can react, Bill steps between them. Bill. Sheila Carter orchestrated everything. The crash. The cover-up. The kidnapping. The hospital infiltration. Baker considers this, shock mixed with calculation. Baker. If that's true, this case just changed dramatically. Bill. It is true. Baker looks at Will. Baker. You're confessing voluntarily. Will. Yes. Whatever happens, happens. Bill rests a hand on his son's back. Bill. He's not going anywhere. But neither is Sheila. Baker nods, understanding the urgency. Baker. Then we find her. And we end this. Luna wakes again. Weak. Pale. Barely able to lift her head. Lee is beside her. Electra sits quietly in the corner. Bill enters slowly, Will behind him. When Luna sees Will, she flinches. Will's heart cracks in half. Will. I'm so sorry, Luna. I'm so sorry. Tears slip from her eyes. Her voice is a whisper. Luna. Sheila said you left me. Will sobs. Will. I didn't know. I didn't understand. I was scared. I thought I killed you. Her eyes soften with pain and exhaustion. Luna. You didn't. Sheila threw me into the drainage pipe. She made it look like I was gone. Bill's breath catches. This is the confirmation he needed. The final piece. Luna. She's coming back. She said she's not done. A chill moves through the room. Then Luna's eyes shift toward the door. Her pulse spikes. Luna. She's here. Bill spins around. Ready to fight. The monitor screams as Luna's heart rate spikes from sheer terror. But no one sees Sheila. No one hears her. Not yet. But she's close. Bill sits outside Luna's room, elbows on his knees, eyes hollow from lack of sleep. Will sits beside him, shivering with nerves. Baker approaches, hat tucked under his arm. His expression is gentle, but firm. Baker. Will, you came forward voluntarily. That matters. But procedure is procedure. Bill stands instantly. Bill, cold, protective. He's a kid. He made a mistake. He didn't run. He told the truth. Baker. And he's not being treated like a criminal. But the law still requires temporary custody while we document his statement. Will's eyes widen with fear. Will. Dad. I don't want to go. Bill grabs his shoulders. Bill. You listen to me, this is temporary. You'll be home tonight. I'll follow the car, and you won't spend 1 minute alone. Will swallows hard. But when the two officers step forward to escort him, Will flinches. Electra runs to him, hugging him tightly. Electra. I'll be here when you get back. Don't be scared. Will nods shakily. Will. Okay. And the officers lead him away. Bill watches, eyes burning, fists clenched. Bill. This is wrong, this is all wrong. Someone watches him from around the corner. Someone smiling. Sheila. Sheila slips inside an unused hallway, dialing a burner phone. Her voice is soft, predatory. Sheila. They took Will into custody. Bill's alone. Distracted. Vulnerable. A male voice answers, the paramedic imposter from before. Voice. And the girl. Sheila. Still alive. For now. But we're about to change that. She stops, listening for footsteps. Then she whispers. Sheila. Moved to phase 4. Bill weakened. Will removed. Luna unprotected. We eliminate her before she talks. A slow, terrifying smile spreads across her face. Sheila. Tonight, everything ends. Will sits at a small table, hands shaking. He's not cuffed, but he feels like he's suffocating. Bill bursts in, ignoring protocol, ignoring Baker's warnings. Bill. He is not staying here. Finish the paperwork and release him. Now. Baker stands calmly. Baker. We must evaluate impact, intent, and testimony. You know this, Bill. Bill gets nose to nose with him. Bill. If Luna dies. If something happens. He won't forgive himself. He won't recover. Will tries to stand, panic in his voice. Will. Dad, please. Bill pulls him into a hug. Bill. I'm fighting this. I won't let them take you from me. Baker sighs, conflicted. He doesn't want to do this. Baker. We'll fast-track the processing. 2 hours. Then he's yours to take home. Bill reluctantly agrees. Lee finishes checking Luna's vitals. Luna stares awake, weak, voice barely a whisper. Luna. Lee, where's Bill? Where's Will? Li. They'll be back soon. Right now you need rest. Lee steps into the hallway to update a nurse. The moment she leaves, a figure enters the room. The paramedic. He closes the door behind him. Luna blinks groggily, confused. Luna. Are you with Lee? The paramedic walks toward her bed. Slowly. Silently. Then he reaches into his med kit. And pulls out a syringe. Luna's eyes widen with terror. Luna. No, Eno, please. He grabs her wrist. She fights weakly, desperately. He whispers. Paramedic. Sheila sends her regards. He raises the needle. The door bursts open. Bill storms into the hospital like a man possessed, having left Baker's office the moment he signed the release forms. The nurses scatter at the look on his face. He heads straight for Luna's room. And hears her scream. Luna, inside. Help. Someone, help. Bill slams into the door with his shoulder. The paramedic whirls around. Bill tackles him instantly. They crash into the wall. Bill rips the syringe out of his hand and throws it across the room. Bill. You come near her again, NY of them, and I will END you. The paramedic swings wildly, but Bill overpowers him. Lee rushes in behind him, gasping when she sees the attacker. Security piles in and restrains the man. Luna sobs, shaking uncontrollably. Bill rushes to her bed, taking her hand. Bill. I'm here. I'm right here. You're safe. I promise. Luna cries into his chest. Lee wipes her eyes, shaken to her core. Sheila watches the commotion from the shadows. When she sees the paramedic dragged out in cuffs, her expression twists. But there is no fear. Only cold fury. Sheila. So Bill wants to fight. She steps deeper into the darkness. One last whisper before she disappears. Sheila. Then I'll take something precious from him. Back inside, Bill holds Luna's hand as she drifts into a safer sleep. But the camera pans to another hallway, where Katie collapses suddenly, clutching her chest. Unseen. Unheard. Until a nurse screams. Nurse. Code Blue, room 214.